New details now about the mother and son found in the Red River last week. We'll explain why the son could have been charged with attempted murder. Plus, we're learning more about the shooting at YouTube's headquarters in California, what police now believe to be the motive.
No thunderstorms today, but the threat for strong to severe thunderstorms does return on Friday. We'll break down that threat in your forecast. Plus, I'll tell you where you should go in your home the next time severe weather strikes.
Today, we wanted to remember my father as he was.
Remembering Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., 50 years after his death. We take a closer look at how the country is honoring his legacy. I'm Marie Waxel. KSLA News 12 Now at 4 begins right now.
You're watching KSLA News 12 Now at 4.
I think it's safe to say they knew that their arrests were coming. But why they did what they did, I can't answer that.
The Bossier Parish District Attorney says the case involving Gary Wilson, his wife Jennifer, and their son Cody is like nothing he's ever seen before. Less than 1 week after the mother and son were found tied together in the Red River, we're learning more about the case against them. Officials now say the son, 31-year-old Cody Wilson, could have been charged with attempted murder for luring deputies into a booby trap. Coming up on KSLA News 12 at 5, hear more about this alleged elaborate scheme. We're now learning more information about the shooting at YouTube's headquarters in California. Police say the female shooter visited a gun range just hours before yesterday's attack. They say she was upset with policies and practices of YouTube. Her own father even says he warned police she was upset with YouTube and afraid of what might happen. Now, the woman shot 3 people before turning the gun on herself. YouTube remains closed this afternoon as investigators continue to process the crime scene.
Can I ask you about the investigation at council? Well, can you tell me when the lieutenant will be reinstated? Has he been reinstated on the force?
KSLA Chief Investigative Reporter Stacey Cameron pressing for answers, working to find out why a high-ranking officer in East Texas is allegedly being kept off the force after threatening to expose claims of police misconduct. Tonight at 10, in a follow-up investigation, Stacey goes to City Hall in New Boston, Texas, to see if officials are ignoring an order from City Council to reinstate the alleged whistle-blowing cop. What a difference 24 hours can make when we talk about the weather. We're looking at beautiful blue skies overlooking Cross Lake this afternoon. This is a live look at Interstate 220 at Lakeshore Drive. Traffic does not seem to be an issue this afternoon. All reports are giving you the green light this afternoon. Well, did you know that today is Safe Place Selfie Day? Let's join meteorologist James Parrish now live in Bossier Parish this afternoon to explain exactly what Safe Place Selfie Day is. Go ahead, James.
Well, Marie, Safe Place Selfie is where you go to your safe place when severe weather is striking and you take a selfie. I've been taking selfies in safe places all day long. And now let's first talk about what makes a safe place. Well, this interior part of the room right here, not exactly the safest place because there are some windows. But what is a good safe place is this interior closet right here because it's in the center of your home and it doesn't have any windows. Another bad example of a safe place to be during a tornado warning is this bedroom right here because it's connected to an exterior wall and it also has a window. Another good safe place is an interior bathroom with no windows, just like the bathroom I'm in right now. Let's go ahead and talk about what exactly makes a safe place. Well, you want to make sure that you're in the interior part of your home or the center of the home, and you also want to make sure that the room that you're in doesn't have any windows. So we're talking about the center of your home away from any windows. You also want to make sure that you have your severe weather kit with you. That should include a helmet to protect your head as well as blanket and pillows. Now that the threat for strong severe thunderstorms does return to the Arklatex on Friday, there are still some question marks with that forecast though. But late Friday into Saturday morning, we are going to be tracking a strong cold front. As of right now, there is a slight risk of strong severe thunderstorms across the entire area Friday night. And as soon as this front pushes through, it's also going to bring in some much cooler air. So big changes are coming to the forecast once again as we head towards the weekend. But for this evening, we are talking about absolutely great weather. But do note that as soon as that sun goes down, temperatures will start to tumble. 65 degrees by 5 o'clock. Will be down to 58 by 8. Most places will be in the mid to upper 40s by midnight, and it's just going to be another very chilly night ahead. We'll talk about how low those temperatures will go in your forecast, but in the meantime, I'm going to take another selfie in this bathroom.
And that's because that is considered a safe place in that home. And we want to see your safe place selfies. Our weather team, you just saw James taking one there. Jeff and Kaylee, they have all taken photos in their safe place. We want to see where your safe places are. So go ahead, take that selfie and post it on Twitter. You can tweet that safe place wherever you are by using the hashtag #HeyKSLA. Budget-conscious shoppers swarmed the grand opening of a new dirt cheap store in Bossier City today. Management tells us they expect 2,000 to 3,000 shoppers to come through their doors before closing time at 8 o'clock. Now this becomes the latest of more than 100 dirt cheap stores throughout the South. It's located at the old Kmart store on East Texas Street in Bossier City. Tonight at 5 and 6, our own Jeff Farrell reports on how shoppers are reacting to this new store. Today marks the 50th anniversary of Dr. Martin Luther King Jr.'s assassination. King was shot and killed outside his motel room in Memphis, Tennessee. The civil rights leader's life and legacy is being honored across the country. At 6:01 Central Time, bells across the nation will toll 39 times for each year of his life at the time he was shot. In Memphis today, tributes took place in the courtyard of the Lorraine Motel, now home to the National Civil Rights Museum. And thousands will hold a prayer service in Washington, D.C. The National Council of the Churches of Christ organized the event. Many people are asking for an end to racism while reflecting on Dr. King's message of justice. The son of Martin Luther King Jr. recalls the moment he realized his father was shot.
I remember this time, April 4th, 50 years ago, and watching on the news the evening at about 7:01 p.m. Atlanta's time, 6:01 Memphis, and it flashed across the screen that Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. had been shot. Obviously, that was a moment that was, oh my God, what has happened?
Omar Jaimez is in Memphis, Tennessee now, just steps away from where the civil rights icon took his last breath.
Today, we wanted to remember my father as he was.
Father, faith leader, civil rights icon. It's been 50 years since Martin Luther King was gunned down in front of a Memphis motel.
I don't think he heard the shot or felt it. I think it was a beautiful death. My first reaction was to be mad, and the second reaction was to say, well, if anybody is entitled to a reward, you have sure earned it. And, take your flight to heaven.
In Washington, a wreath was placed at his memorial near the National Mall. Nearby, people marched, using his words as their message. At the time of his death, the National Civil Rights Museum in Memphis will ring a bell. Then, bells around the world will chime 39 times. Each ring symbolizes 1 year Dr. King spent on Earth.
I've been to 152 countries. I've never been anywhere where people have wanted to ask me about Martin Luther King.
The world lost an icon, but his legacy lives.
And now more than ever before, we need his teachings, his principles, his steps of nonviolence.
And you're taking a look now at the reenactment of the iconic I Am a Man photo. The original photograph was taken back in 1968 as part of the Memphis sanitation strike. Today, thousands of people, including many Memphis clergy members, gathered at Beale Street holding I Am a Man signs. The photo will be displayed permanently at the Withers Collection Museum on Beale Street. Well, as we commemorate the 50-year anniversary of Dr. King's death, local civil rights legend Dr. Harry Blake recalls the first day he worked for King with the Southern Christian Leadership Conference.
Went to work on March 1st and was arrested on March 1st. First day. The police determined that I was working for King, and they found a way to arrest me so the chief of police could warn me that I had a bright future in Shreveport, but I wouldn't get far if I spent time working with and for that communist with some other descriptive words, Martin King.
In an exclusive interview, hear Dr. Blake share his life story, his connection with Dr. King, and how he has committed himself to advancing civil rights here in Shreveport. That interview is available right now on our news app and on our Roku channel. Well, from Tigers to Saints, we take a look at LSU's Pro Day and why the Saints haven't drafted more players from LSU.
A get outside alert is in effect this afternoon. The weather is beautiful, but temperatures will tumble as soon as the sun goes down this evening. We'll talk about how low those temperatures will go in your forecast after the break.